right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, we are excited about you being with us today. I'm going to stop the share and bring in Mr. Donald Brown. Mr. Brown, thank you so much for joining us on Power Connections. This is one of the renowned and one of the best sculptors on the planet. So, Brother Brown, I want to first of all recognize you today before we go to the video. We're excited about you. How are you today, sir? God bless you.
I'm blessed. Thank you. It really is a blessing. And once again, thank you for having me on the show. But yeah, life is good. I'm glad that we are now getting through this whole lockdown and pandemic and things are beginning to get back to some kind of normalcy. So it's great to reconnect.
Yes, it sure is. It sure is. So thank you so much for your time. I am going to open up this video. Guys, we are here in honor of all ancestors. This is the theme that Mr. Brown has mandated to us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are excited about this. Y'all pay attention and also take some screenshots as well. But also, guys, I want you to push this out on all your platforms. This is going to be going out on Facebook Live right now. It's going to also be going out on 10 other platforms, including YouTube, so we can get this information out because we have one of the best sculptors on the planet. So I'm going to set up this video right now, guys. It's about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back to Mr. Brown.
The Millennium Monument features a man striding across the world, lifting up the entire continent of Africa, along with America, Japan, and Great Britain. These countries represent the four corners of the earth. They symbolize peace rising above war and terror, rebuilding where destruction has occurred, and the assurance that through a united global effort, we can raise the world to greater heights. The blood in his veins rushes from his chest into his shoulder, down his arm into his hand, and exits through his finger. This is the bloodline going back to the motherland to elevate the world to greater heights. However, whereas you might think it is the man that is raising the world, when the monument is rotated, you realize it is the woman carrying the weight of the world on her back.
The weight of her burden is great, so she cries out for help. The strength God has given her to endure is uplifting, so she cries out in praise. Her dress flows down over her legs and becomes the waves of the ocean. The mystical figures in the water symbolize the ancestors of the world. They have taken hold of the ocean and raised it up like a giant skirt to reveal the agonized faces of the millions who have sacrificed greatly in their contributions to the planet. The children, precariously perched at the tip of the continent, vulnerable to the ocean waters, symbolize the future generations being threatened by global plagues. Even nature plays her part. Captured in the ocean waves are three faces of nature, calling out to the mind, body, and spirit, reminding us that if we take care of the planet will take care of us.
The Millennium Monument. The set of the 3 Millennium Monument prints, complete with original quotes. Forget not the motherland, and attend to her when she calls, for to lift her up is not a duty, but an honor for virtuous men. To birth, raise, and inspire, giving hope to an entire world, reveals but a portion of the true measure of a woman. Worlds apart and against all odds, independently we still fight on. But the bloodline unites and reminds us that no matter what, we are one.
Yeah. Oh, that is so beautiful there, Brother Brown. Thank you so much for allowing me to work with you on this. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to share this with you today, and I want you to push this out on all your platforms. We are just excited about you guys being with us today, and we're going to have Brother Brown. We're just going to give Brother Brown the mic because he's no stranger to the mic, you know.
Well, thank you once again, and a special welcome to all of those who are viewing, wherever you are, LinkedIn, Facebook, or in any part of the world. An absolute pleasure, really. And thank you again, Kevin, for sharing this platform with me.
Yes.
For me to thank you to share my vision and my mission and how I'm using art to not just pay tribute and honor to the ancestors,
Yes, sir.
but also to give back to our communities and to those who see and share the vision and mission of what I'm doing. I've been sculpting for, my goodness, over 40 years. And one of the things I wanted to do was to rather than just, it's nice to be acknowledged that you're a great sculptor and people give you the compliments, but I wanted to be more of a practical sculptor.
Yes, sir.
And a practical Christian. One of my favorite Bible texts is Matthew 25:36, which says, "When I was in prison, you visited me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was hungry, you fed me." And I wanted to adopt that scripture and employ it in my own daily life. So I created this sculpture, which obviously pays tribute to the ancestors. But then I realized, based on the different presentations I was doing around the country and around the world, that the prints were selling very well. And I realized this is a way to not only monetize my art, but also to create, if you will, a currency that those who like my art, those who purchase my art, there was a way in which I could include them on the economic aspect of it. And so I'm glad you played the video of the Millennium Monument. And as you can see, there are 3 prints available for that. And so what I'm doing, let me break it down into 2 sections.
Yes, sir.
If we look at this particular section as the pre-launch, and the second section as the official launch.
Yes.
Now, with regards to that, there are 2 sculptures designated for the pre-launch, which is the Millennium Monument sculpture that you just saw, and a second sculpture titled A Sporting Chance for Peace. That's a separate sculpture that I can share with you at a later date. And that particular sculpture is destined to be unveiled in up to 198 countries of the United Nations to complete what would be the largest series of sculpture unveiling ceremonies in history. And the objective of that particular sculpture, it promotes personal peace. It promotes positive principles for life, such as respect, discipline, patience, humility, forgiveness, and so many of the real life issues that we deal with in life is incorporated in that sculpture.
Yes.
And so I'm using my art to hopefully get a positive message out there. So going back to phase 1, which is the pre-launch, which is where we're at now, phase 1 will fund the launch of phase 2. And so what we have now, the prints that you saw in the video of the Millennium Monument, as those prints are purchased, that will generate additional revenue that will help to launch phase 2.
Yes.
So what I'm saying to individuals who are purchasing the set of the 3 Millennium Monument prints at this time, I want to say thank you to them. And so there will be, if you will, a benefit to them from phase 2. And so the benefit, let me just jump to phase 2. The benefit from phase 2 is I want to designate $5,000 to each person.
Yes.
What I will do, however, I am purchasing the goods or services of those particular individuals, their businesses. So, for example, if you have a clothing store, then my company would purchase $5,000 worth of goods or services from your store and donate it to your community. And with that will come whatever press and media exposure to show that we're working together, using art, monetizing art, supporting businesses, and also giving back to the community.
Yes.
Now, not everyone who purchases the set of the prints in phase 1 will have a business, and I'm completely aware of that. So the bottom line is the $5,000, provided it goes towards something that is positive. It might be you're a student, a scholarship fund.
Yeah.
It might be a medical bill. It might be something, so long as it goes back to supporting an individual, a community, a youth club, a humanitarian project, a charity, a fundraising program. Provided the funds go towards something positive, I'm more than happy to sort of designate those funds. Now, the question and the elephant in the room is, well, how much are the prints and how does that equate in phase 1, buying a set of the prints, and then in phase 2, receiving up to $5,000? Well, the way it works is this. The actual 3 prints are $99, and that will be free shipping within the USA. And that's all 3 prints for that price of $99.
Right.
Once a specific amount of those prints have been purchased, then I will have enough revenue to launch phase 2. Now, this is where it gets exciting, because going back to the second sculpture, which is the Sporting Chance for Peace sculpture, for any country to receive that sculpture, which will be 7 foot by 5 foot in bronze, 50,000 of their citizens would purchase a print of that second sculpture.
Yes.
And that particular sculpture will be $49.95. So we have 2 sculptures and 2 sets of prints. The prints section 1, phase 1, is the Millennium Monument. Those purchases will fund the launch of phase 2. And once phase 2 is launched, the print of that sculpture will be released. And each country that purchases 50,000 of those individual prints, they will become the patrons of that sculpture for their country. And the beauty of that is that will generate $2.25 million. A percentage of that will go towards employing artists to go into schools, to conduct residencies, whereby the artists and where the students are creating works of art that promote respect, discipline, patience, humility, forgiveness. Positive works of art will be created. Those artists will be employed by my company. We will also be using a percentage of that revenue to employ therapists to provide sessions for victims of bullying and violence. So when you look at it from the perspective of 50,000 prints that generates a $2.25 million, a percentage, as I said, will be used in various ways to, as I said, support education, schools and artists, and also therapists and victims of bullying and violence. Now, that's one country, $2.25 million from one country that purchased 50,000 of the second print. There's up to 193 countries that will be able to acquire that particular sculpture. But here's the thing, what we're doing is just based on 20%, which is 38 countries. If we just look at 20%, that's 38 countries. When you have 38, multiply that by $2.25 million, that's nearing the 100 million mark. And so that's where the revenue is accumulated from. And that is how I would then be able to designate $5,000 back to each of those individuals from the pre-launch, from this particular stage, those who purchased a set of the Millennium Monument prints. They will be in line to receive the 5,000 from phase 2. And that's how the revenue is generated. That's how I'm using art to monetize my work so that I can empower businesses, educations, and individuals who support the campaign at this initial stage. I can't say how long this particular opportunity will go on for. Once it goes viral, there will be a time frame for this, and an individual can purchase more than one set if they want to. I've got somebody already here in England wants 4 sets as gifts for friends and so forth. But of course, if that individual purchases the 4 sets, then that will be 4 donations of 5,000. That's 20,000 that will be going to their business, or if it's their humanitarian project, their charity, and so on and so forth. So right now, this is the particular stage where individuals who hopefully look at my work and they see the prints, if they would like to own a set of the prints at $99, the time to purchase is now. They will be on my list of beneficiaries that will receive the 5,000 from phase 2. As the prints are purchased internationally and that revenue is generated, then I will be donating or purchasing the goods and services, as I said, from those individuals. Let me pause at this point, Kevin, just in case you might have some questions that you would like to ask at this point before I continue.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Brown. We appreciate you so much. Let me pop back in here. I want to make sure people saw the featured there promotion page, if you will, and some of the prints there. I've got to fix that print, but that's okay right now. But thank you so much for being with us. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, this is Power Connections. My wonderful and honored guest is, we're on the Donald Brown Project. This is Mr. Donald Brown, ladies and gentlemen. He is a master sculptor. Over 40 years, I believe, brother.
Absolutely.
I love it, man. He's not only brilliant, he's a genius, folks. He just laid out some opportunities for you to be a part of history, but also be a part of fundraising as well for your organization, whether it's profit or nonprofit, or even for the family. Some of you have organized family reunions, so be a great fundraiser for your wonderful family on top of that. Mr. Brown, thank you so much for the opportunity there. And we're just excited about folks who are going to be participating. I think one thing people don't understand, that they can use it as a fundraiser. That's the key.
Well, yes, and I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin, because, and again, this can be done in a plethora of ways. Let's say, for example, you have an organization with, I don't know, 100 members.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's say they each buy a set of prints.
Yeah.
Well, they can decide amongst themselves if they might want to go for 50 and say they'll keep 2,500 and donate 2,500 to their fundraising. It's entirely up to them how they wish to do it. But it's a great way to generate the revenue to support fundraising, and hopefully the artwork, they appreciate it. And also, remember, we live in an era now where so many monuments have been torn down. And we this void now where, you know, people are looking for positive art that can inspire and impact. And the response I'm getting is fantastic. And what I would love to do is to create even more monuments. This particular one, the Millennium Monument, pays tribute to our ancestors. It's to all ancestors, yes, but understand where the origin of ancestors comes from. And so as this project, as people buy this art and they buy the sets of prints, as they help to fund artists going into schools, this is perpetuating the legacy of our ancestors. This is showing a way in which we can say and salute the sacrifices that have been done by our ancestors throughout the decades, and to say to this very day, this is how we're giving back and celebrating who we are and who we are honoring.
Oh, I love it, Mr. Brown. You know, one thing, I was just taking some notes, guys, as he was talking, Brother Brown. First of all, you got to understand, folks, we're talking to Mr. Donald Brown. He's a master sculptor. You understand? You just don't get there, by yourself. You just don't get there without help, without skill, without understanding of what is going on. But you mentioned some key areas. The type of statues, type of monuments, things are being torn down because they separate people. They divide people. These projects that Mr. Brown is talking about, guys, is going to bring us closer together. We're talking about in peace, right? We're talking about in education. People need to be educated about our history, no matter whose it is, but specifically history. We just want the facts. Just give us the facts. The history is already there. So just tell us what the truth is. He is doing that through his work. Also knowledge, right? It's important, and we always talk about our young people, right, Brother Brown? Our young people need to know about this. They need to know about this. Teachers, administrators, if you're listening right now, you need to have this work in your school, and then they'd be able to explain it and be able to have Mr. Brown even invited to some of those locations as well, so they could talk to your audience in an audience, your large audience or your entire school about this work. Also to love, right? No doubt about it. We know that's one of the areas that are missing today is the word love. And you can see that in his work, ladies and gentlemen. Love is in his work. And then of course the brilliance and of course the joy that comes out of seeing the background and the information that Brother Brown puts in his wonderful work, guys. And believe me, there's a spirit behind it that helps to bring us together. I do know that much for sure. So I'm excited about that as well. Just amazing. So yeah, Brother Brown, we want to encourage all organizations, associations, groups. I don't care if you're the dentist, the Association of Dentists, Association of Doctors, Association of Psychiatrists, nurses, all the above. You guys can be a part of this, and also to use this as an awesome fundraiser for your community and for the people that you serve. Back to you, Brother Brown. That was powerful.
Thank you. And let me, again, just to reiterate, and thank you very much for that, Kevin. Let me also reiterate that, again, I have to place a time limit, or at least a limit on these, because obviously the revenue that will be designated from phase 2, that will be a specific amount.
Yes.
And that amount that has been designated is actually 25 million in total. So I have to look at how many people purchase the prints that will equate to that. So once we reach that point of no more purchases, then obviously we'll end. But let me just finally end with, or share this with you.
Yes,
Every single person that purchases a set of the Millennium Monument prints, they will be placed on the list, as I mentioned. There's something that I want to do to continually engage those who are on board. We will have something called the Righting the Wrongs competition.
Yes.
And the reason we want the Righting the Wrongs competition to be part of this campaign is it will allow people to have their voice.
Yes.
Let me explain the competition. It's very simple. Once we launch that competition, anyone that has purchased a set of the prints, they simply submit a quote that they have originated.
Yes.
It might be "Together, united, we survive," or "Don't take your talents to the grave, they were given to you for a reason." It is that simple. You submit your quote online. It will be available for the public to vote for their favorite vote. So, for example, if Kevin, that you put the quote in "Together, united, we can survive." Let's say that was your quote, and you got the most votes, and you won for that month. It's a monthly competition. You would receive a prize, a cash prize of $1,000.
Yes.
But your quote would be printed onto T-shirts and sold worldwide.
Yes.
And for every T-shirt sold, you will receive royalties.
Yes.
Now, the reason we're doing this, we're incorporating this as part of the campaign so that the general public have an opportunity to just have a voice.
Yes.
Now, the reason I'm also doing, even if you don't win the competition, you don't know the lives that you might touch.
Yes.
Read your quote
and
be touched, inspired. Don't take your talent to the grave. They were given to you for a reason. So it's not just about winning and the cash prize and the royalties. It's about perpetuating a positive energy, positive thinking, mobilizing people to think in an artistic and creative way. And yes, if you win, there's royalties that could be in the thousands. But the point is, it's making sure that people feel a part of a family, part of a movement that is not just about buying prints, but as I said before, helping education, mobilizing therapists, and helping those victims of bullying and violence, and so much more. So the competition will be every month for a year. So that will be a freebie once we launch that competition.
Oh, I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Master Sculptor. You got to understand, that's powerful. Master Sculptor. Donald Brown is on the network, guys, talking to you guys right now. And I want you guys to have television, radio, podcasts, internet, of course, presentations or channels online, no matter where they're at. You need to invite Mr. Brown on to talk about this powerful, powerful honoring of our ancestors.
I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that, Kevin. If I can reiterate, yes, for those of you that have your own individual podcasts or Zoom calls, subject to my availability, just let me know through the website. You can see info@theglobalgallery.com. But Kevin, let them know specifically how they can get the link to order the prints. If I can leave you to elaborate on that.
So guys, I want you to do this, okay, because I'm going to give a promo here. First of all, we're going to talk about that link, and then we're also going to talk about the email address, and also we're going to give you the PayPal for those who want to have that as well, so we can promote that. So guys, one thing I want you to do, we're sponsoring, we're actually working with Brother Brown here, the Master Sculptor, working with him on the MLT network. So guys, all I want you to do is send me that request for the link, and we'll get that to you. If you want that link directly, just put it in the email, or I'll give you my phone number and email address so you can have it, and I'll shoot it to you. Say, Kev, shoot me that honor of our ancestors link so I can order those prints. I got mine, folks. I got mine.
Yeah.
Mine. It's right here. I love it. Mwah. And I still got them in the tube because I got to get the frames for them. So I want to put them in frames. So it's still there, preserved. So thank you so much, Brother Brown, for that as well. But guys, I want you to take advantage of that. So I'm gonna give you my phone number, guys. Just text me and say, Kevin, send me that link so I can order my prints as well. Powerful, powerful opportunity. 404-401-0233. 404-401-0233. That's my phone number. You can text me right now, and I'll get with you after we hang up here, folks, on this network. It's 404-401-0233. Ask about the millennial prints. Also, too, guys, my email address is going to be menletstalk@gmail.com. menletstalk@gmail.com. I want to also mention that all you have to do is just mention MLT, and Mr. Brown will know exactly what's going on there. Our goal is to get at least 100,000 folks on this network globally. Out of 8 billion, I think we can do that. Out of 8 billion people, I think we can get 100,000 over time between now and the end of the year, folks. So once again, Men Let's Talk. I want everybody that follows us on the network, you guys support this as well. Share this out on your platforms, and let's keep it moving. That's menletstalk@gmail.com. And let's do a quick promo, guys, for those who are ready to go right now. I want you to contact Mr. Brown directly, info@theglobalgallery.com. info@theglobalgallery.com, guys. Also, I can send you the flyer if you like to, guys. Just put that in the chat or in the email, or call me. I'll send you the flyer as well. Hey, in addition to that, for those who are ready to go with their credit card, say, I want to buy those today, you guys can go directly to PayPal right now on PayPal, guys, and type in the Global Gallery Limited, the Global Gallery Limited, right, for PayPal. So go to your PayPal account, type in the Global Gallery Limited, and then order your prints there. And secondly, you can also type in TGG Prints. That's T as in Tom, GG Prints. Also on PayPal, guys, you can do that right now before we hang up today. That's the direct PayPal, but also too, for those who need that link, as one of our colleagues had mentioned earlier, we're going to get you the link as well, but you got to ask for that as well. So give me a call on that and an email. We'll make sure you get that today, okay? We'll not hesitate. It'll be immediate as soon as you ask for that. Brother Brown.
Kevin, just to clarify, I believe and I'm sure the PayPal email is info@theglobalgallery.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
As opposed to, so if the limited is a problem, it's info@theglobalgallery.com. That's the email associated to it. But thank you very much for sharing that. That's excellent.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got to keep that. Things are growing, guys, so we got to make sure we stay up to date on everything and give you the right information as well. Once again, guys, we do have this flyer behind me as well. We put this page together and got it approved by Mr. Brown, and that's available for you too, so you guys can use it on your platforms too as well. And if you guys need the video, it's on YouTube, the one that we showed earlier. We can share that with you as well, so you can learn more about this powerful man and master sculptor, Mr. Donald Brown. Wow, I love it. Well, Mr. Brown, any final thoughts or anything you want to say? Take your time. I want to give you some time for this.
Well, once again, thank you very much. I haven't shared everything with you because there is so much more. This project and revenue generating through this project will go beyond what I've said. We are talking about land irrigation, clean water, housing, affordable housing, renewable energy, as much work that can be done globally as this gets bigger and bigger from phase 1 and phase 2.
Yes.
It's not just about giving initially, yes, the $5,000 going back to those who at this point are supporting. But beyond that, the millions that will be coming in, trust me, those individuals who purchase the prints will also share in the, if you will, that play of what goes on and how we're helping our brethren and sisters abroad as well. So it's a lot to share with you. And the good news is, I just heard a couple of days ago that your government will be lifting the ban on traveling regarding COVID. So again, for those of you that have events and venues that you have live audiences, we can talk. There's a possibility I can come and do a guest presentation. So as Kevin said, there's no limits apart from the time. But other than that, this is an opportunity, a great time for us to reconnect, to re-energize, and really work together. And I hope that my work has served to inspire and empower you. And even if you choose not to purchase, if my work has inspired you in some way, then I've done mine.
Absolutely, Mr. Brown.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. And I look forward to welcoming you as many individuals, groups, organizations as possible to be a part of it, so that we can get enough of these prints purchased so that we can launch phase 2 and go global.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's the master sculptor, Donald Brown. You hear that? Master, man. How many people had that in front of their name on the planet, right? Master sculptor Donald Brown is on the network with us today. Hey, he mentioned a key area, guys. It's so important too, guys. If you're not going to purchase for whatever reason, guess what? You have people on your network that will purchase. So you got to share this. You got to share it, guys. Come on. Most of you got at least 10,000 on your social media pages combined. You got at least 10,000 people following you if you add them all up. So push that out. Push this out on your network as well. And we appreciate you so much in advance on top of that. So we're real excited about that. And guys, we just fired up as well. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a few moments. You guys take a few seconds, get your phones out, guys. For those listening live right now, get your phones out, or listening later on, get your phones out right now and get ready, because I want you to take a picture of Mr. Brown. I'm gonna get out the way here in a minute, and this wonderful flyer that he approved as well. So let's do that, because I want to make sure you guys have it. As you know, Brother Brown, everybody has this. Everybody does everything on this. That's all they got is a phone. So you guys get your phone ready to take a picture, and then you can order these prints later on, and of course get in touch with Mr. Brown later on as well. So I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna give you about maybe 10 seconds, guys, to take your pictures, okay, out there on the network. We'll be right back. Hold on, Mr. Brown. We'll be right back with you on this one. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna disappear. Here we go. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I love this technology, man. We can just disappear and come back in, you know. Amen. So y'all,
just to let people know, I've already dispatched over 200 sets already in North Carolina. Yes, it's already there. So hence
congratulations.
So that's already there, ready and waiting. And as that amount goes down, I'll be shipping more over as well.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's powerful, Mr. Brown. I love it. Hey, we got about 5 more seconds, guys. I want you to take these pictures of Mr. Brown and the flyer there, so you can get that information that we just shared with you, okay? And we'll be getting the link out to you a little later on as well. All right, let me pop back in here, guys, so we can finish up this time. I know Mr. Brown is busy, so we do thank him for his time today. So we want you guys to take massive action today in this area. And also, I want you guys to mention that you heard this on the MLT network with Kevin Vaughn. You guys, very important to mention that you heard it on the MLT network, with Kevin Vaughn today. Mr. Brown, we always like to leave something from our guests that is going to be, you already talked about encouragement and all the above, but anything you'd like to say just to encourage people today, or anything that you want to give us a thought. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, I mentioned a quote earlier on that I wrote, which is so important, that I do like to leave people with. And the reason I want to share that quote is, far too often, we look at ourselves and we take things for granted. We take our blessings, our talents for granted. And when we do that, we effectively slap God in the face. And so that quote is, don't take your talents to the grave. They were given to you for a reason. My talent is taking mud, dirt, and creating sculptures that I'm told are masterpieces. So if I can take a lump of muddy, dirty clay and create something, how much more can you do in terms of the talents you've been blessed with? So I simply want to leave you with that word of encouragement. Don't undersell yourself. Don't think that you are not worthy or that you don't have a purpose. God has given us gifts and talents for a reason. Don't take them to the grave.
I love it, Mr. Brown. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, please understand you are created by God. I was thinking about this earlier, Mr. Brown. I did not bring myself here, and I won't bring myself out. So, so you got to know there's got to be somebody else doing some powerful stuff on your behalf, folks. It's amazing. Nobody's like you in the universe. There's nobody like Mr. Brown, nobody like me in the universe, ever born or ever will be born exactly like you. They may favor you a little bit, but they are not exactly you, folks. I can tell you that for sure. Hey, I would be amiss if I did not remember the fundraisingcup.org. Sister Jewel just reminded me. Thank you so much for that. Sister Jewel, did you want to come on with your wonderful voice to tell us a little about that? If you don't mind, if you wanted to do that. Amen, amen. You're welcome to come on for a few seconds there. But in the meantime, fundraisingcup.org, guys. Fundraisingcup.org is also one of the wonderful sponsors in honoring all our ancestors, folks that we talk about, these wonderful prints on the Millennial Monument, guys. Just incredible. I love it. Matter of fact, Mr. Brown, anything you want to say about the Fundraising Cup real quickly, just for promotion purposes, anything?
Absolutely. And again, like I said before, there is so much to share with the audience. I don't want to overwhelm them. But again, revenue coming in from the campaign will go towards supporting fundraising.org and the great work that they're doing there as well. Really, I want to be able to be in a position where the revenue coming in is disseminated in so many ways, and fundraising.org and work that they have and continue to do is phenomenal. So the percentage will also be going towards supporting them as well. And by virtue of buying the prints, you're also supporting fundraising.org.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's powerful. What a brilliant opportunity, folks, for fundraising and for revenue generator folks, for both profit and nonprofit. Very creative, very needed, and it will change the world because it's already working, guys. I love it.
If I can just leave you with just something, I just remembered one organization in the US, but they're coming on later on in the year. They want a 15-foot bronze monument to honor their company, Black Excellence. But if there's any organizations or individuals that are watching and they have their own sculpture or a founder or an individual, that's a possibility. But obviously I have to look at that step by step, because if I get inundated, I can only do so much. So that's another way that revenue can be raised to pay tribute to a founder of your organization or an individual or an individual that you honor and acknowledge. So this way, without paying hundreds of thousands, your members buy the print and I'll create the sculpture. So that's another, I'll throw that in there. But again, there's something there with you. The key here, you have my email address, you have Kevin's information. Just contact either myself or Kevin, and we can always explore other avenues as well.
I love
Kevin,
it. I love it. That's brilliant. Matter of fact, you just triggered another thought real quickly. We got to encourage our young people. There's some young people, Mr. Brown, that want to be like you. They want to be sculptors. So I want you guys to also know that you can do it. If you have that inside you guys, we'll get you in touch with Mr. Brown so he can encourage you and even mentor you towards your greatness as a sculptor. So if you want to do that.
Can I go one step further?
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we just come up with some great ideas.
I'm loving it. The other thing I want to mention, and you've just reminded me, going back to selecting those artists that goes into the school and selecting those therapists conducting the sessions of bullying and violence. Who do you think I'm going to go to select from? My first port of call will be those who purchase the prints. So anyone that purchases the prints, if they're artists, if they're therapists, that's my first port of call. I will be employing them first. And if, for example, there aren't enough, then I will go outside of our immediate circle. So again, that's another benefit of purchasing the prints. If you're an artist and you're qualified to go into schools, then that's where I'll be going in terms of employing artists to go into schools. And as I said, if you're a therapist, I will be employing your services to deal with victims of bullying and violence. But I'm keeping it in the family first. Let me deal with those who've supported me. I will support them first before we go outside of that circle. I'm loving talking to you, Kevin. You're such
this is great. Oh yeah, we brainstorm all day. We could be on here for another hour easy just promoting this area. So we were talking to administrators, schools administrators, counselors, city council members, all the above, teachers, of course, our counselors out there that are helping our children grow. But guess what? We got to pull that greatness, guys. We're talking to a master sculptor, guys. This is Mr. Brown, Donald Brown, a master sculptor, and there's other children that want to be a master sculptor. They just don't know what to do. They have all this inside of them, so Mr. Brown can help them, guys. So you guys hit me up on the phone. We'll be glad to get you all the details there and get you in touch with Mr. Brown as we can catch his schedule. My number is 401-0233, 401-0233. Just say, hey, I saw this awesome video with the master sculptor. I want to be a part of that. What can we do? We're going to give you all that information. Also, too, just type in or so email me at menletstalk@gmail.com. menletstalk@gmail.com. That'll get you some more information too, so you can provide and make a good decision. Put this before your board. Your board's going to approve it, no doubt about it. Once they see the video and understand and talk to Mr. Brown, they're going to approve everything that Mr. Brown shared with you guys a little bit earlier. So without a doubt, we are having an awesome day. Let's get going, because we got to go out and get some of these prints out to the network. So we got to keep it going there, Brother Brown. Thank you so much. Well, Donald Brown, master sculptor, thank you so much for your time. He's in the UK, guys. I want you to understand that.
Yep.
He's over
London.
That's powerful, man. Matter of fact, what time is it in London right now, brother?
22 minutes past 8.
Oh, I love it. See, it's 3:24 here. I love it. See, we're already talking to the future, man. He's already late. I got to catch him. So I'm talking to the future already. I love that every time. I love it. I love it. So thank you so much. Well, Mr. Brown, seriously, we do honor you. Thank you so much for your time. Can't wait to have you back.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. And wish everyone that's watching the best for the weekend and the week, depending on when you watch this actual playback. And look forward to your support. As I said, the link to purchase the prints, Brother Kevin will share that with you. And as I said, I just look forward to welcoming and inviting many of you on this journey as
Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Hey, let me give about 5 seconds so people can, I'm gonna get out the way. I want you guys to see this awesome flyer that has been approved by Mr. Brown. I want you guys to take a picture of it, and so you can share that out on your network as well. Let me get out the way. I'm gonna keep my audio on, of course, as well. But there's the flyer, guys. That's the approved flyer. There's the fundraising opportunities are available, as you mentioned earlier. Contact via info@theglobalgallery.com. And then over to the right there, guys, you see the ordering. I want you to order your set of prints today. And there's the details there, guys, that we share with you as well. And again, give me a holler, guys. Just put it in the chat, put it in the messaging, wherever you see this at, because we're going to push this out on 10 platforms here today. And we just appreciate your time so much. All right, you guys got that? All right, good deal. I'm going to pop back in so I can formally leave you guys with a great, great quote. And I want you guys to always remember to outlove, outserve, and outforgive each other. And remember, there's nothing you can't do, ladies and gentlemen, with your wonderful life. God bless you. Mr. Brown, thank you so much for your time today.
My absolute pleasure. God bless you. Take care. And look forward to talking with you again.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. And you guys share this out. I want you guys to push this out on your networks as well. Hey, this has been Mr. Donald Brown, Master Sculptor, with Kevin Vaughn on the Power Connections Network, on the MLT Network.